In today's video, I'm going to be giving you potential villains that could be showing up within MCU Spider-Man 4. Stick around to the end of the video to find out who. Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about potential villains that could show up in MCU Spider-Man 4. I have 6 options in this video, but if you are new around here, before you get into the video, I just want to highly recommend for you to subscribe to the channel and also make sure to turn on that bell for post notifications so you do not miss any type of Spider-Man content, because we cover all sorts of stuff on the channel, from news and theories, from the games and the shows and the movies, and we also do fan fictions about all types of Spider-Man stories, continuing them, sometimes even rewriting them, and sometimes even pre-writing them. So if you are interested in that, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get straight into the villain list. So my first villain on the list is probably one of the more obvious ones, and that is Kingpin. Now, obviously, Kingpin has been brought into the MCU via Daredevil, now being in the MCU as well. But whether the Daredevil stuff is actually going to be fully canon or not, we actually don't really know at this point. But since we haven't got any further confirmation on this, it's fair to assume that it is. We know Kingpin, the same actor who played him in Daredevil, showed up in Hawkeye, and we also know that Charlie Cox played Daredevil in Spider-Man No Way Home as well. But yeah, Kingpin could be an option here to be in MCU Spider-Man 4, since he's now a part of the MCU. And also, I want to give a quick mention that the Daredevil show is actually coming back, but this time on Disney Plus. It has been confirmed that Daredevil will be coming to Disney Plus, so this just further cements this, that Kingpin could be showing up down the line in other future MCU properties. My second option is probably the most likely option out of all of these, and it is Mac Gargan's Scorpion. Now, I've done many videos discussing Mac Gargan and his potential role in the MCU going forward. I even did a video yesterday about him being the villain of Spider-Man freshman year, and how I didn't think it was very likely, because a lot of people have been talking about it and saying that he could potentially be the villain. But I was there to say that no, he most likely will be the villain of MCU Spider-Man 4, and here's why. The reason why he probably will be the villain of MCU Spider-Man 4 is the same reason why he won't be the villain of Spider-Man freshman year, and that's the fact that in Homecoming he got arrested for doing weapons trades with Adrian Toomes, and thus went to jail at the end of that movie, as we saw in the post-credit scene. Obviously, his villain was never fully carried out into Spider-Man Far From Home, which a lot of people predicted would be the villain of Far From Home. However, since then, Mac Gargan has been pretty much forgotten in the MCU, so what better way to bring him back for a villain in MCU Spider-Man 4? I also do think that if they do the Scorpion right, he could be a very good match for Spider-Man as well. Plus, this will probably be one of the first Spider-Man villains in the MCU that will actually have a personal vendetta against the character not related to Tony Stark. So this is the perfect villain to start out Peter's new solo trilogy. My third option, and talking of Mac Gargan, is actually Venom, but Mac Gargan's Venom. So if you guys don't know from the comic books, Mac Gargan was actually Venom as well as Eddie Brock. In fact, Mac Gargan is probably the second most popular Venom to Eddie Brock from the comic books. So with Mac Gargan being a villain that wasn't used from Spider-Man Homecoming going forward in the first trilogy of Spider-Man movies, and then having him be available for MCU Spider-Man 4, and also having the symbiote get revealed at the end of No Way Home to be in the MCU, what better way to team the pair up and make Mac Gargan's Venom? This could also be a cool way to do a different twist on Venom, one that we haven't seen on the big screen before. As we know, we've had Topher Grace's Venom, and we've also had Tom Hardy's Venom, and they both played Eddie Brock. So what better way to twist it up in the MCU than to have Mac Gargan be Venom? My fourth option is also another one that has been rumored quite a lot, and that is Black Cat. Now, Black Cat isn't a villain as such, but she's a character that could very much appear in MCU Spider-Man 4. Now, the reason for this is that we know Black Cat is a character fascinated with Spider-Man and not Peter Parker. And if we remember what happened at the end of No Way Home, we know that Spider-Man lives on, but Peter Parker does not. And those are exact words from the script, by the way, if you want to go and look it up. So Black Cat being introduced in this movie could provide a really cool dynamic between Spider-Man and Black Cat, with obviously no one knowing who Peter is, and then Black Cat representing this by only being fascinated with the Spider-Man side. The movie could then explore the theme of Peter trying to reimburse himself in society and trying to become Peter Parker once again. And the movie could also be about what does it mean to be Peter Parker. Obviously, Spider-Man is this entity that everyone is is fascinated with, but no one knows who Peter Parker is. So that could be a good option there as well. My fifth option is Hobgoblin. Now, as we do know, Ned Leeds was teased slightly in No Way Home to become a villain of the future. Obviously, referencing back to Harry Osborn in the Raimi movies, Ned then said to Peter in the MCU that he would not become a supervillain and try and kill him. So obviously then this is teasing the fact that Ned Leeds eventually becomes Hobgoblin, and I do think this is a complete possibility. With Ned not knowing who Spider-Man is anymore, he wouldn't actually have a reason not to go after him if the story was set up there. But obviously this is just a loose connection and might not happen, but it also could happen at the same time, so we'll just have to see. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Ned Leeds could become Hobgoblin in the new Spider-Man trilogy, but mainly Spider-Man 4? Now, my sixth option is one that people have been debating for quite a while, and it's one of their more divided options out there. And that is Norman Osborn. And as I said, a lot of people are divided on this because of his appearance in No Way Home from the Raimi trilogy. However, when you look at it from a story perspective, Norman Osborn being an antagonist of MCU Spider-Man 4 would actually make a hell of a lot of sense. And this is because if you were in Peter Parker's shoes, and then this guy from another universe who's called Norman Osborn, a guy that you have no idea who he is and you've never heard of him before in your entire life, then goes on to ruin your life by killing your aunt and basically screwing everything up and basically becoming a really big pain in your backside, you would go and then research about this Norman Osborn figure in your universe as well, because he could potentially be a threat there too. So therefore, from a story perspective, Peter would then look up Norman Osborn and discover his existence within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then obviously the story could play off Norman in this new trilogy building up Oscorp, because as we do know in No Way Home, Oscorp didn't exist. So what better way to see the rise and fall of Norman Osborn, seeing him create Oscorp and then see the fall of it when he eventually becomes the Green Goblin. And then obviously Peter's arc throughout the movies could represent and parallel Norman's arc as well. So this could be a really cool villain to play with, but a lot of people are saying that this shouldn't be the villain of MCU Spider-Man 4 purely off the basis that we saw him in No Way Home, and it would be a bit disinteresting to bring in Norman Osborn even if it is the MCU version of Norman at that. Obviously there are different ways you can play off Norman Osborn. You don't have to make him exactly like the Raimi villain. However, Norman Osborn has certain qualities to him that makes him the good character that he is from the comics and the shows and even the Raimi movies as well. So taking away certain qualities could diminish from his character, so therefore I do get what people are saying, that you can't really just bring in Norman Osborn and not do him like you did in the Raimi movies. So I do agree with a lot of people in the extent that I think Norman Osborn could potentially be just a repetition of No Way Home and Spider-Man 1. However, I do think this would provide a really cool story as well. But that is it for my list today, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button and also make sure to comment down below what do you think of this list, and do you think any other villains are potentially going to show up in MCU Spider-Man 4? And if you've got any more ideas, then once again let me know in the comment section. I want to hear all of your thoughts. With that being said, if you are new to the channel and enjoy all types of Spider-Man content, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you do not miss any content as soon as it comes out on the channel. You can be one of the first ones to watch the videos, and like I did say, we cover all types of news from the movies and the shows and the games, and we also do a lot of theories as well regarding Spider-Man properties. And also I do just want to give a quick shout out to I Am Superhero, who provide really nice and good quality clothing designs based off your favorite superheroes. So they do superhero designs based off Spider-Man and Batman and stuff like that, and it's just clothes that you can wear out and about even with your friends, and you can wear it to the gym as well. You can basically wear it anywhere, and it's really good quality, so I highly recommend you check them out. I'll leave a link in the description down below. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.